Every day, in every business, in every walk of life, frontline employees face challenges.
How they're handled will decide the future of organisations, both big and small.
In the highly competitive 1990s, all sorts of organisations have invested time, money and resources in trying to raise their level of service. And the bank can rightfully claim to be one of the leaders. Tremendous efforts by staff have already made a terrific difference to the quality of service being given to customers.
Hard work and a focus on customer needs has enabled the bank to make huge strides in improving its service. And what's more, it's given the bank the confidence to tell the world about the achievement.
Tales of the Black Horse, the Four Rings. Once there was a dying king with two daughters. To see which would inherit his wealth, he set a riddle.
For untold dosh and sparkly things, the answer lies within four rings.
For instance, without the certain knowledge that staff were answering the telephone within 4 rings, it wouldn't have been possible to embark on a national advertising campaign boasting about the service.
Uses her head. She knew all about the Lloyds Bank pledge to answer all calls
1
within 4 rings.
2 3.
Good afternoon, Lloyds Bank.
And the feedback from your customers through Customer View also reflects your increasingly successful efforts to give a quality service. Director UK Retail Banking, Paul Brown.
Well, there can be no doubt that we're making excellent progress. We've moved up since the base in 1992 by 7 whole points. And that is really very, very good indeed, roughly a 10% improvement from 71 to 78%. The quality welcome that we've introduced has had a dramatic impact on our new customers. Retention has been improving, and clearly one of the underlying reasons must be that we have more satisfied customers, and underlying that is the Service Challenge programme.
So the bank needs to go on improving its customer service, and the commitment to the Service Challenge will continue to be as important as ever. But of course, many organisations like Lloyds Bank can claim success with the technical skills needed to offer good service. Answering telephones and correspondence quickly and efficiently, making sure staff are available to deal with inquiries and have the knowledge to help.
But organisations really determined to succeed have realised that technical efficiency simply isn't enough to satisfy customers. There's another ingredient necessary for long-term success. It's to do with how the customer feels when they do business with you. Did they appear to enjoy the experience? When they left, did they seem cheerful and positive?
Or did they go away at best feeling negative, unimpressed one way or the other? Or was it even worse? Were they unhappy when they left, disappointed, even aggressive? The difference between efficient service and efficient, enjoyable service is enormous to the customer. Yet the difference in delivering this kind of service can come down to very simple things. It can be decided by as little as a smile.
If you smile at somebody, they usually smile back at you because it's welcoming.
If someone smiles at you, you do smile at them.
As the latest figures from the face-to-face mystery shopping show, staff throughout the network are finding it's possible to make a visit to the bank a more enjoyable and satisfying experience for both customers and staff. Of course, all of us experience the pain and the pleasure of being customers every day of our lives. And one of the most stressful occasions is when we're travelling. Then it's particularly important to get good service.
Well, when you leave the aircraft, they say goodbye to you. They're very warm and friendly, and that's often the impression that's left with you.
They do have a little word with you and sort of wish you well on your flight. So they do make you feel as if you are a person going on holiday as opposed to just one of a number.
Staff at Virgin Atlantic Airways, a corporate banking division customer, are used to dealing with people who are under stress and in unusual surroundings. Of course, it's important that the airline delivers you safely to your destination, but this is actually taken for granted. What will make customers fly with this airline again is more likely to be decided by the way they're handled by staff. Helping staff to develop their people handling skills has been a top priority in recent years.
Well, Richard's always said that probably the most important thing with Virgin is the staff, because our staff are exactly what we are and what we are about as a business. We fly people, not planes, so we concentrate all the time on people. And we really look for people who will bring their personality to work, their individuality. We want them to put their personality into their job. We have a rule in Virgin which says that 90% of your impression of someone is formed within your first 9 seconds of meeting them. So with frontline staff on board the aircraft, at check-in, etc., this is extremely important. And we want people to look up, smile, be warm, using their names. We want them to be very, very friendly. A lot of it's natural, and we're looking for those particular types of people.
First thing is they see your face, your expression, your smile, and if you haven't got a good smile, then they're not going to be very happy.
The first impression, obviously, is when they first come to the desk, they want to see you and be happy. That is the very first thing they want to see. They don't want to see someone sitting there with a glum face.
If you look like you're happy and enjoying what you're doing, then that comes across to the passenger or the person coming in. And by using their name, it makes them feel more personal, so it's more of a personal contact between the two of you, and it makes you more at ease, and therefore you enjoy it more, so you smile.
First impressions are critical, and what we try to say to our staff is, how would you want to be treated in a particular situation? And I think we all know how we want to be treated. We want to deal with people with a genuine, friendly smile who obviously care about the person they're talking to. Although we offer things like sleeper seats and lounges and limos and a lot of things which other people don't offer, what we offer the most is a upbeat, friendly, smiling, happy, cheerful staff.
We all like to be made to feel special, important, to have a good time, whether it's business or pleasure. We asked staff what, apart from the food, they liked about their favourite restaurant. What made them return time after time?
Well, if everything was exactly the same except for the service, you'd obviously go back to where you felt more comfortable.
You want to go somewhere where everybody's happy and enjoying themselves, and if the staff are miserable and unhelpful, then you won't get anybody going there.
So restaurant, airline or Lloyds Bank, it's the staff who really matter. Of course, the products must be right and the service efficient, but it's the extra ingredient, the personal touch, that makes all the difference. We're all experienced customers. This means that while we may have difficulty putting a finger on the precise detail that makes us happy, we're usually very clear about what makes us unhappy, the kind of service which can be efficient yet indifferent because it's impersonal.
Things I don't like is queuing. I can't stand queuing.
I can't stand it if you're anywhere, bank, building society, post office, shop, restaurant, and you're being served by somebody and they're talking to another member of the staff, turning around, talking to them, and you're standing there thinking, how rude, you should be talking to me.
So, as you can see, it really is the staff who always make the difference in any organisation. Dealing with customers is challenging, whether you're selling or providing a service. The two are always linked, which is why this year the bank launched Challengers, a combination of the service and sales challenge.
At the heart of Challenges is the belief that staff will make the difference and that it's possible to measure performance and to reward success. You've already made a difference, as the national face-to-face mystery shopping results show. Senior General Manager Retail Banking, Colin Fisher.
I'm delighted. I mean, we really must be very pleased. In 6 months, we've improved our score from 71% to 77% at the end of the second quarter. That's really a terrific result. What we've been best at is customers' awareness of our names and greeting customers when they first come in. That's very good news. We've improved everything, but the areas where we still need to improve are in eye contact in particular. That's very important. We don't smile enough. Maybe I don't. But that really makes a difference. Customers feel that we're being friendly, whatever the subject of conversation, and when they go away. When they leave, we often forget to say goodbye. And a good service company doesn't do that. The thing that we've still got to improve on is using the customer's name, and that's what impresses them most. Customer service has always mattered a great deal. And in this bank, this is what we're selling, customer service.
Everyone agrees that big strides have been made to improve service to customers. Queuing has reduced, till availability has increased, and more customers are happy that staff can answer straightforward inquiries. Of course, it's not all plain sailing. There are very important things still to be tackled, and they're mainly to do with strengthening relationships with your customers.
So you see, it's nothing very extraordinary. In fact, it's the ordinary, everyday things, which include greeting the customer, smiling at the customer, and making eye contact during a conversation. Customers also like to have their name used, to be thanked, and for you to say goodbye.
In all aspects, use of the customer's name is difficult initially. But once you overcome that, once you've done it 2 or 3 times, and once you get a response back from the customer, they actually thank you for using their name, then you'll find it easy, it becomes second nature.
So, nothing very difficult, the kind of thing you probably try to do every day. While everybody uses these skills some of the time, using them consistently, day in, day out, is more of a problem. Which is why the bank plans to introduce some training in the use of these skills over the next few months. The real challenge is to bring the customer back to you. Is it possible? Certainly the results so far show you can do it.
And if everyone does use those skills in every customer encounter, day in, day out, you really can make all the difference.
The reason I do business with somebody is because of them as an individual. With a bank, it's nice if they can occasionally lend you money and do an efficient job. So then it comes down to people, individuals, personalities, whether you get on with each other. And I think that is what makes the world go round. You know, that's perhaps the most important thing.